Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully complete our this category all that code application. That means right now you can know how to read all the data from the database and how can visible it in your page, how can edit this, how can update this data, that means the category data, and also how can delete it, right? So for the delete here, I have also completed as a soft delete. So I hope you enjoyed very much. So friend, if you will understand about this code application, now this will be very easy to you. Because right now I want to create another menu for the brand, and for the brand here I want to use some of the images. Okay, so how can insert some of the name? Before here I only insert one of the text, that means one of the name. So now for the brand I want to discuss about that in some of the input field and also the images. And for the images, everything I will show you with the live example, like how can insert that image, how can update this image, how can delete that image, and for the delete this image, how when you actually delete it, how can delete it from to the store, that means your main folder, that means from your project it should be deleted. If you update an image, it should be replace your old image. How can do that work, I show you. And also I will discuss about how can create added that multiple file at a time, that means multiple image. If you want to upload multiple as a 2 or 5 images at a time, how can update, that means how can upload that multiple image. I will show you that things with a live example. And also with using that Laravel, one of the package as the intervention package, how can with this intervention package how can resize your images. So as I told you friend, image deleted, everything one by one I will show you. So let's do that work. For doing this, first of all here I want to add on the menu. So that is our menu. I have already discussed about that things with you. So right now here we don't need this. I better close everything. Okay, a route will be needed, and here that is our dashboard and the navigations, right? Into the navigations here you can see that is our all category. So right now I want to add another category, that means another menu, and I just name it as a brand. Okay, I name it as a brand, and for the brand I want to create one of the URL, that means one of the route for this one. So I will do the things later. Right now if you click as a save all, if you now refresh it, yeah, you can see there is another menu is added as a brand. So for the brand, some of the file will be needed. We have to create one of the model for the brand. We have to create one of the migration file because we have to create one of the table, right? So for creating this table, we need that migrations file, and also we need one of the controller. So first of all, I want to create all the things. Like if you go to your project directory, here right now I have already run as a PHP Artisan serve. Our server is now running. So now I want to create another one. I name it as a CMD. And here first of all I want to create as a PHP Artisan. I think you already know about it if you click as a model. So that is a make model, and then also I name it as a brand. Okay, that means it should be created one of the model name as a brand, and also at a time I want to create one of the migration file. Okay, that means the brand migration file. So now if you click as a enter, now you can see it's now created one of the model as a our brand model, and also it's created one of the migration file. So if you go to our project and if you go to our migration set, that is actually our database migrations, and that is our migrations file. Here you can see there is a new migration file is added as a brands, and also I have created another one as a our model. Into the model you can see there is actually another model as a model, that means a brand model. Perfect. And now I also want to create another controller. So here I want to create another one. So I want to create another controller. So if you want to create that controller as a PHP Artisan and make controller, and I want to create one of the brand controller. I name it as a brand controller. Okay, I name it as a brand controller. So if you want to create one of the controller, I think you already know that is a PHP Artisan make controller and then brand controller. Now if you click as a enter, now you can see our controller created successful. That means that is our controller and that is our brand controller, right? So here that is the 3 file will be needed as one of the migration file, one of the brand model file, another is the our controller. Perfect. So now I want to add one of the link. That means when you click as a brand, then it will be load one of the page, right? So here, navigation, that is one of the route. I want to create one of the route, and I just name it as all brand. Okay, name it as all brand. So now we have to create this route, right? We have to create this route in our web route. So before adding better here, I want to add some of the note that will be for brand route. Okay, that will be as a brand route. So into the brand route, if you want to use it, better I copy and paste it. So if you want to use it, first of all, you have to load your brand, right? That means, sorry, your controller. So now I want to load our controller. I have created one of the controller as a brand controller. So that is our brand controller. So now I want to do in our web route, I want to add this. Okay, friend. So that is in our app HTTP controllers folder. I think you already remember this. That is the app HTTP controllers, and here I have created one of the brand controller, right? In Laravel 8 you have to actually flow that step. So here I load it, and also I want to do, that is our name here. Now I want to add our controller name as a brand controller. Into the brand controller, I name this our route. I name this route as it will be as all brand. So now I copy it here, I name it as all brand, right? And also I name that our name, it will be as a brand all. That means that will be our URL, and with the brand controller I want to create one of the method. So it will be as all brand. Okay, that will be as all brand. Perfect. So now we have to create this method. We have to create this method in our brand controller. So now go to our brand controller. That is our brand controller. So here, so now I want to create one of the function. That means one of the method as a public, and then function, and then our method name, I name it as all brand, right? So into the all brand here, here I want to return it. That is the return, and one of the view. So to the return view here, I want to pass it in our, I didn't create any page, right? So before I have created into the admin folder as a category. So better right now into the admin folder, I want to create one of the new folder, and I name it as a brand. So I name it as a brand folder, and into the brand folder, I want to create one of the new file, and I just name it as a index. Okay, index.html, oh, sorry, not the HTML, blade.php, right? So here I have created as a brand, and that means into the admin, there is a brand folder, and that is our index. So now I want to add this link. So here into the view area, it will be load this page into the admin, and then the brand, and then the index. Perfect. I hope, friend, you very well understand about it. So here I simply return one of the view page, and make that sure you add that semicolon. So now we have to design this index page. That means in our admin, brand, and index. So now go to our view. So that is our view. So here admin, that is our brand. So better right now from our category index. Okay, from our category index I copy everything. So I into the category index, that means that is actually this look, right? So right now I want to actually take this look. I copy it, and now I remove it. So here I want to copy, and here I want to save it into the index, that means in our brand index. So I paste it. So here there is a trash will be not needed. You can see, friend, how much helpful to add some of the comment. So here you can see that is our trash. We don't need this trash. I remove it. I totally remove it from to this area. So now that will be as a all brand. Okay, that will be as a all brand, and then success message will be needed. That will be as all brand. I copy it. That will be as all brand. And for the all brand here, I want to display some of the name. I want to display that brand name. Okay, it will be as a display the brand name, brand image, and also if you want to display the created ad, you can display it, and then the action. Okay. So right now I didn't get any data because of all I didn't create any migration file also. So that will be our page. Okay, that means that will be our all brand page. So now we have to actually migration it. That means we have to create one of the migration file. That means we have to create one of the table as a brands table. I have already created one of the migration file. That is our brand, right? So for the brands, I want to add some of the field. So here I copy it better. For the brand, I want to take as an ID. I want to take one of the field name. I want to take one of the field name will be as a brand. Okay, brand underscore name, and also it will be as a string. Okay, that means a string type, and also I make it as a string. The string type will be for our brand image. So that is a two field will be enough. Okay, I name it as a brand underscore image. Okay, sorry. So that will be as a brand image. Perfect. So that is the two field I want to take. As one of will be as a brand name, another will be as a brand image. Right, friend? So now I want to click as a save all, and now if we have to actually migrate it. So here I want to click as a PHP artisan migrate. So if you click as a PHP artisan migrate, then it will be created our this brand table. Now if you go and here I refresh it, now go to our main database, and you can see there is another table is created as a brands, and into the brands area I have added two of this field. One is the brand name, another is the brand image. So here we successfully created our table, and now we have to add two of this field in our model. That means we have to actually make it protect. So we did the same things in our category model. Here you can see there is a protected field. So now I copy it, and now go to our this position. That means that is our model, that is our brand model. So here I also want to make it as a protected two of this field, our field name as a brand name. So now I make it as a brand name will be protected, another one as a brand image. So now I make it as a brand image, right, friend? So make it as a protected for our model, click as a save all. It's perfect. So here make that sure you add it. So that is our database is also successfully created. That is our model I have updated. That is our brand model. Navigation, we don't need this. That is our route. So I have already created this route, and then that is our index page. So into the index page here, first of all, I want to actually display all that our data. Okay, that means here if you want to display this data, first of all we have to get this data from our database, right? That means right now in our brand is empty, but right now I want to actually get all the data. So if you want to get this data, we have to get it without this all brand, right? So here that I return one of the view page. So I think you already remember it, friend. I have already discussed about that things for the category. It should be just like that same. Okay, I show you. Like here I take one of the variable as a brand. Okay, I name it as a brands, and then our model, brand model. So that is our brand model. So make that sure you add this brand model. So because of all here we have to add it. So I have already created one of the models into the brand. So here we have to use it. So I name it as use, and use first of all that is our app, and then backslash, and after that is the models, right? From the models folder we have created our brand. So I want to add this brand. Okay, so I add this brand. So now I want to actually use it. So that is our brand, and with this brand I want to get all latest data. Latest, you can see that is like I have already discussed about that things with you. So also if you want to add that pagignate, you can add that pagignate. I have already discussed about that things with you. There is a pagignate, and with the pagignate I want to display 5 data. Okay, so right now they have no data, but when you will insert some of the data, then it will be get this all data. So with this model, that means with our brand model, I get all that our latest data, and then I pagignate it, and then our 5 data. Perfect. And so I get all the data, brand data, and take the things with this variable. Now we have to pass it in our this index, right? That means in our admin brand folder index page. So if you want to pass it, what exactly you have to do? You have to compact it simply. So now I simply compact it. So here I simply pass it. So now we can actually access all that our brand data in particular this index page. So now that is our brands. I pass it from here. If you now go to our index, so into the index I have already copied everything from our category, right? So you can see it's the same process, friend. You can see there is the for loop, that means the for each. So here we have to do the same. I make it as a brands, and it will be as a brands as a brand. Then it will be better. I make it as a brand. Okay. So now with this brand I want to display our field name. With this brand I want to display our images. So for the images I want to make it as right now as empty. It should be as one of the image tag, and that means as the image. It's better I want to add as the image. That will be as the image tag, right? So here it should be display some of the images, and due to the brand I want to display our field name. Our field name is a brand name. So now I want to copy it, and it should be as a brand name. So with this brand I want to display it. And then the category is the first item. So here it should be just like that same. It should be as with the brands, not the brand. And then the first item, the categories will be visible with the brand and the category at, that means the created at. You can see there is a field as a created at by default, so that will be as a created at. So with this brand I want to access our this created at, and when it should be null, then it should be displayed as no data, and else it should be displayed with our brand as a category date. So it should be just like that same before. Here I have put some of the condition which I have already discussed about that things with you. And then that is URL. So URL I will better create this later. Okay, I will create this later. Right now I want to do and to make it as a empty. Better I want to make it as empty. Alright, then you can also add it. Better I add it as a brand. With this brand I want to use that brand ID. That will be as a brand ID. Here you have to create one of the URL as a brand edit. Okay, brand edit, and then brand delete. So literally we will create this URL, and also we have to create some of the method for this one. So with this brand ID now we can actually access it, and then the categories. So right now we are outside of this for loop. So when you outside from here we pass it as a brands, right? So now we have to actually use it. So friend, I think this part is so much easy to you, because I have already discussed about that things with you, right? So perfect. And then there is a add category. That will be not add category, it should be as a add brand. Okay, that will be as a add brand. And for this brand here I want to add some of the field, not the single field. Here I want to add actually two of this field. So one will be as a brand name. Okay, brand name, and then that is a file will be as a text file. And then our field name will be I name it as a brand name. Okay, brand underscore name. So it's actually the same as our database name, but you can actually change it. So right now actually make it as the same. So if you only want to make it as a brand, then you can use it. Okay, I hope friend this concept should be very much clear to you. So now here there is our field name. If you want to add some of the notification, you can add that notification with this brand name. So that is one group. Better I copy it, and I also want to take another one for our image. So here I paste it. Okay, so it should be as a file type, because here I want to add one of the image. It should be as a file type, and our field name I name it as a brand underscore image. So that will be as a brand image, and then there is our arrow notification will be as a brand image. Perfect. So that is our two of these will be visible. Add category, it should be as a add brand. So that will be as a add brand, right? Perfect. So that is our portion. So now let's check this out. If everything okay, it should be run. Now click as a save all. And now if you go here, refresh it. Now go to our brand. Yes, you can see it's now perfectly loaded our brand. So for right now I don't have any data for the brand. You can see I have actually totally empty. So for the reason 6 display as a empty, and you can see into the add brand there is an option for the input field. So here I want to add some of the images. That means a brand name, and also from here I want to add some of the brand image. So that will be as a brand image, not the brand name. So here into the index, this part is in our this position. You can see there is actually a brand name, and there is also I want to make it as an image. That means that will be as a brand image, right? So now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, now you see there's actually brand image. So friend, here we successfully complete forget all that our data. That means if there have any data into our database, then it will be get all the data from our latest data and designate it. I take the things with this variable, and also I pass it in our index page. That means here I have already added that in our for loop. That means into the for loop area, it should be visible. So right now I don't have any data into the database, right? So now our database is totally empty. So I want to add this brand. That means here I want to add one of the brand name. From here I want to choose some of the images, and how can add this brand with the images. In our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.